right, YouTube, what's up? It's your boy TKK here. We got another unboxing and review for an arcade stick. This time we're going to be looking at the Mayflash arcade stick, the F300 Elite. There's an F300 that features non-sandwich parts, non-tournament grade parts, but the Elite model is going to give you better parts and a better stick. This stick retails for about $100. The non-Elite retails for about $60 to $65, depending on where you get it from. I've seen it on eBay, seen it on Amazon, and a lot of other different places. So again, today we're gonna take a look at this thing in depth, gonna open the case up, review it, get a little bit of gameplay going. We're gonna take a look at that. All right, I'm a little concerned. This thing is like, got some crazy sounds. So I got this from Amazon. It was a one-day shipping process. And so box pretty much gonna have the graphic for the stick, tells you the title, works for a lot of different platforms. My interest with this is seeing what kind of board is on the inside of this. You know, as I said on the last stick review that I did post on the channel a couple of days ago or last week, depending on when I post this up, I got a project coming, but this one says it works for a lot of different devices. It even has Android on there, so whether or not it's going to be a plug up or some wireless with that, I'm not sure. Side of it is just going to be showing the box, again, just telling you the different platforms. You got a full legend on the back, full legend, right? So this thing works on all these different platforms that it talks about, and it just kind of gives you a layout of the different, you know, buttons and what it's going to be doing exactly on each particular system. So get this thing cracked open. It does have a nice handle on the top. Let's see. Lay this flat. I see. I see. Okay, because I was hearing a lot of disturbance moving around. Okay, so interesting. So maybe this is how the Android works. This actually comes with a USB-C to female USB-A adapter, right? You get these adapters for anywhere from like $8 to $10. So that's interesting. Let's see what we got here. Open this one up. This is a micro USB to a USB-A cable. Got a couple of other components and such in here. These look like it might be the rubber feet for the bottom. I'll get to the bottom of that. You got the manual. Let me close this up. Manual that isn't very thick. Gives you that legend about all the different platforms. You got PS4, PS3, Xbox One, 360, PC, Android, Nintendo Switch, and that Neo Geo Mini. Tells you about additional functionality, X input and such. Works on the Sega Mega Drive and the Sega Genesis Mini. So that's pretty cool that this thing works on a lot of different devices. All right, so we're gonna start off taking a look at the bottom of this stick. Now, this stick has 4 sheets of small rubber slithers. That works good if you are going to be playing on a flat platform so that it doesn't move, right? But they do also include 4 rubber feet and 4 screws for you to be able to place these strategically in these spaces right here, right? So that'll add a little bit more depth, a little bit more grip to the stick. And within this video, I will connect those and just see if that feels like if it makes it any, you know, gives it more grip to the ground that it's laying on. Gonna peel this thing off. Okay, get you a good look at the stick. This finish here is like non-stick material, so you're not gonna have to worry about any grease or any nastiness from like you're sweating or anything on the base of the stick, which is pretty damn cool. Sound will stick in here 100%. You got true sound with buttons in there too, so that's where the extra cost comes in with this particular unit. As I said, the non-elite unit is going to come in at a price point of about $40 cheaper than what this one does. Looking at the buttons on the top, Got all your different configurations, so I'll just give you a second to be able to see all the connections you got there. I'm gonna phase back and we're gonna open this thing up. All right, so getting this thing connected, just following the instructions. They've got 3 different settings here on the left. You've got X input and Nintendo Switch up top. There's a middle option that just has a game controller. There's the bottom that's PS3 and D input. D input is going to be the Neo Geo Mini or the Sega Genesis Mini console. The middle is going to actually be Xbox One or Xbox Series X, Xbox 360. It's also going to put you in a place where you can use the PlayStation 4. PS3 is going to be the bottom, as it's mentioned, and then going up top, that's going to give you the Nintendo Switch or your PC as an option. So pretty cool there. Forgot to mention, this does have a total of 9 sound buttons. The box actually says that, so you might have caught that, but this is a sound button here. These are sound buttons. This thing feels really good, really good. So I'm going to give you a comparison to the previous stick that I reviewed, and then we'll open the bottom of this up. All right, just a size comparison of the Nintendo 8-bit do. Well, I can't call it a Nintendo stick because it's not officially licensed, but the 8-bit do stick that I did a review on last week versus the Mayflash F300 Elite. You're gonna have more space. I do like for these to both be smaller chassis. I like the space that you get between the stick and the buttons on this guy. This is gonna be similar to like the Mad Catz Mini. Within the video that I did on this stick, I'll tag it in somewhere for you to be able to see that. I did compare it with an old, smaller stick that I have. This reminds me of that. So tighter space, much tighter space here. But like I said, this does come pre-equipped with sound stick, sound buttons. So you're about 20 bucks in here, $23 if you add that button, and then about another $30 to $35 here. Whereas to this guy, doesn't come with any sound parts. This was $90, this is $100. This is wireless, this is not wireless. So interestingly enough, same cost around, but you're getting more with this guy if you discount the wireless connectivity. So we're gonna open this up, take a look at it. All right, so before I open this up, I'm actually installing these rubber feet onto the bottom of this. They should not be an obstruction with me taking off the bottom of the stick. So, as I said, these come in a separate bag. This is gonna give the stick a little bit more height as well as some more texture if you're gonna be playing with this arcade stick, using it on a flat surface, non-carpeted, non-cloth surface, gives it the ability to kind of replicate what I experienced when I played in actual arcade, you know, if I wanted to stand up or sit down. So we'll kind of see how this is, or I will, and I'll report to you. So we got those feet there. Give it a little bit more height. Yeah, it raises it off the ground a little bit more. Okay, son. Yeah, that's pretty dope. About the same amount of stick or resistance, but I don't know, it's hard to describe. That little bit of height that it gives it makes it feel good there. So get this thing cracked open. All right, so we got the, come over here in this direction. Got the bottom of this off. Pull this up for the first time. See what we got here. Just got a raw metal plate there. So obviously, like most sticks, the bulk of your weight is gonna be there. And this thing is pretty clean. So here's the board here that connects everything as far as the different peripherals. You know, I've been doing a lot of research on the Brook boards and such like that, and so my hope was that this thing had, like, I don't know, the ability for me to upgrade and add the PS5 on there, but I don't know if you can, well, you can see in there, but they got everything all listed, and it's all done really well. And they've even got the buttons are like set up kind of like in 2 separate pairs, so it's like 4 here and then four there, so none of the wires are going in that direction. Cable management on this thing is it's done really well. And so this piece that comes here, goes here, opens up the stick a little bit more, gives you a different feel. So it's cool that they included that also. So got some great options. The rest of the video is going to be me just doing a connectivity. I'm just going to connect it to PC and get some gameplay, see what it feels like. Should be pretty straightforward. And then to conclude this, I'll have some talking points on if I would recommend something like this. All right, so we're going to shoot straight to connectivity. This time we're going to use an Xbox 360 game that is running on an Xbox Series X, okay? So even though the console isn't mentioned specifically in the directions, it is compatible with that. We also run into the first detractor for this thing, okay? $100, great quality so far. I like this. Quality parts, quality casing, nice cable management. The gate that they put there, I actually put the different gate on here that's 8-way. That thing feels amazing, feels awesome, okay? Low latency. In order to connect this to your PlayStation 4 console, not supported with PS5, will not work on PS5, PS4, or your Xbox, you have to have a controller plugged in, right? So it's taking the wireless frequency from your controller and it is passing it through. So it's, it is kind of connected, right? Because the controller has a USB female right there, right? So it's going to require you plugging, in my case, this is one of the newer Xbox controllers, so it's USB-C to USB-A. Then the soldered USB connection from the arcade stick is going over to the console, okay? And that's how we get to this point. Obviously, if you're traveling, you got extra stuff you gotta kind of holster around. So that's one of the problems when you don't have like an officially licensed stick and something that's made specifically for a particular console, or you don't get something custom done. So again, like I said, in the future, I'm getting around to reviewing these sticks to see what I like, so that when I do build my own stick, I'll be able to make something that's going to work on every platform and it's just going to be straight plug and play. But we're going to get some games in on this. Also, great mention, the rubber feet on this. This thing is going nowhere, okay? Like, the lights on my desk are shaking, but this is pretty darn awesome. Like, feels really good in upright position. I'm sitting in my gamer chair. This is a good feeling right here. All right, so just fired up a classic Ultra Street Fighter 4. Feels good. No noticeable latency or anything like that. Went into training mode just to try to work around some Balrog loops just to see what kind of feel I get from the stick. The connection feels pretty good with this thing. Yeah, it's oh yeah, feels good, baby. Solid product, Give you guys some talking points to wrap this thing up. All right, bring this to a close. This stick isn't bad, $100. Ooh, I don't know that I'd recommend it. Just for the simple fact, it doesn't do anything to reinvent the wheel, okay? Most people that are enthusiasts to playing fighting games and most people that prefer to play on arcade sticks, they're gonna own an assortment of sticks. I do myself. I've owned so many arcade sticks in my lifetime. When I moved here from Detroit 10, 11, 12 years ago, man, I left so many sticks in the city, donated, gave away, trashed so many arcade sticks. It's ridiculous. And so in my time frame, I've run across so many different opportunities from manufacturers using soundwood parts or hat parts, you know, American parts, Japanese parts, all the same. This stick is cool for a person that's looking to dabble into the field. The fact that it works on multiple consoles and platforms is really nice, but you really lose that as being a great feature once you want to start traveling with this, right? So, I mean, if online is your thing, obviously we're still in the COVID pandemic. Playing online is a big thing. That's cool, comfort of your home. But if you're traveling, now you got to carry a controller. You got to synchronize the controller to the console that you're traveling to if you're playing in a tournament or if you're doing casuals. And that's really an inconvenience in my opinion. I would like to see this priced at about 80 bucks, $79.99. Now, might seem a little steep for them, but they do offer you some cool things. The fact that you get the 8-way gate on the stick, the fact that it comes with 9 authentic soundwood buttons plus a soundwood stick, the fact that this material right here, you don't have to worry about any, you know, oil or grease or anything like that. It's really cool in design, man. It's a nice premium stick, premium parts. I just think it's overpriced. However, that's my review. If you have any questions about this stick, anything you want me to test, you know, I just kind of got that itch where I'm back into that collector's mode. Let me know and I will be sure to answer your questions. As I said before, I have a project coming up. So getting these sticks, I'm just kind of looking at the craftsmanship, figuring out my way so that when I build my own stick, it's going to be exactly how I want it. Like it's going to be perfect. You know what I mean? But until next time, Max love.